Have you ever dreamed of finally taking that once-in-a-lifetime trip after retirement, only to wonder if it's truly safe for someone in their 70s? Let me tell you a story about Margaret and Daniel, two lifelong friends who, at age 72, decided to make their travel dreams come true. One of them came back with nothing but beautiful memories. The other came back with an injury and a lesson learned the hard way. Before I tell you which one, I have a question for you. If you had to guess, which of these is the biggest hidden danger for older travelers? Dehydration, jet lag, or uneven sidewalks? Think about it, and if you agree with the third one, write the number 3 in the comments. Now, let's begin. The dream trip that almost went wrong. Margaret had always been cautious. She researched destinations, checked the weather, and even practiced walking longer distances before her trip. Daniel, on the other hand, had a go-with-the-flow attitude. He figured travel was about adventure and that nothing bad would happen to him. They both booked a 2-week trip through southern Europe. The first 3 days were magical. Sunny plazas, charming cafes, and museums full of history. But on the 4th day, while strolling through an old cobblestone street, Daniel tripped on an uneven stone. It wasn't a serious fracture, but it was enough to keep him in the hotel for the rest of the trip. Margaret, meanwhile, kept exploring, but she also kept checking in on her friend. When they returned home, Daniel said, "I wish someone had told me what to watch out for before I left. I thought I knew, but clearly I didn't." So here's what I want to share with you today. The 6 most common hazards older travelers face and how you can avoid them. Because travel should be about joy, not regret. Hazard number 1, hidden trip and fall risks. You might think you can spot every hazard on the road, but in unfamiliar places, your brain is processing so much new information that small dangers can slip by unnoticed. Uneven sidewalks, poorly lit stairs, or slippery hotel bathrooms are among the top causes of injury for travelers over 70. Tip: pack lightweight, supportive shoes with non-slip soles. If your balance isn't perfect, consider a foldable walking stick. They're discreet and can save you from a bad fall. And yes, it's worth requesting a ground floor room or one close to an elevator. Hazard number 2, dehydration without realizing it. Margaret knew that airplane cabins are extremely dry and that walking all day in warm climates can deplete fluids fast. Daniel thought he could just drink when he's thirsty. Here's the problem. As we age, our sense of thirst becomes less accurate. By the time you feel thirsty, your body may already be dehydrated. Tip: carry a refillable water bottle. Aim to drink a small amount every hour when you're active, even if you're not thirsty. If you have medical conditions that require limiting fluids, talk to your doctor before the trip. Hazard number 3, overexertion and fatigue. It's tempting to squeeze in as many sites as possible, but for older travelers, pushing too hard can lead to exhaustion, dizziness, or even heart strain. Daniel had planned to visit 3 museums, walk 2 miles, and attend a night concert all in one day. By the end of the afternoon, his legs felt like lead and his balance was off. Tip: schedule downtime in your itinerary. Think of travel days like a good meal. They need moments to rest and digest. Margaret's secret? She always planned her heaviest activity in the morning, followed by a leisurely lunch, then a quieter afternoon. Hazard number 4, jet lag and sleep disruption. Crossing time zones can hit harder after 70. Poor sleep can affect mood, digestion, and even immunity. Daniel thought he could adjust by staying up late on his first night abroad, but his body didn't agree. By day 3, he was irritable and had trouble focusing. Tip: start adjusting your sleep schedule a few days before departure. If you're flying east, go to bed and wake up a bit earlier. If west, a bit later. Once you arrive, spend time in natural sunlight to help reset your internal clock. Hazard number 5, unfamiliar food and digestive upsets. Margaret loved trying new dishes, but she was careful to start small. Daniel, feeling adventurous, ordered a rich, spicy seafood stew on his first night. It tasted amazing until the next morning when his stomach reminded him he wasn't 25 anymore. Tip: ease into new foods. Start with lighter, cooked options and gradually explore more adventurous flavors. And carry a small travel-friendly kit with rehydration salts and digestive aids, just in case. Hazard number 6. Neglecting medical preparation. Perhaps the most preventable hazard of all: forgetting to prepare for medical needs. Daniel brought his medications, but in their original big bottles, which were bulky and easy to leave behind in a hotel room. He also didn't bring a list of his prescriptions in case of loss. Tip: pack medications in clearly labeled daily organizers, bring an extra week's supply, and carry a printed list of your prescriptions, doses, and your doctor's contact information. Keep a digital copy on your phone, too. Why these hazards matter more than you think? You might be wondering, aren't these just common sense? Yes, but common sense isn't always common practice, especially when you're distracted by the excitement of travel. Research shows that older adults are more likely to be hospitalized while traveling, not because of extreme accidents, but because of small, preventable issues that spiral out of control. Margaret and Daniel's story is a perfect example. He didn't experience anything dramatic, no climbing mountains or extreme sports, yet one misstep changed the trip entirely. How to travel strong after 70? The goal is not to avoid adventure. It's to prepare so you can enjoy it fully. Here's how Margaret approaches every trip. 1. Train before you go. She walks an extra 10 minutes a day for a month before traveling to build stamina. 2. Plan smart routes. She chooses attractions close together, reducing unnecessary walking. 3. Rest on purpose. She books hotels with comfortable lounges or nearby parks for afternoon breaks. 4. Checks her health. She visits her doctor a month before traveling, making sure vaccinations and medications are updated. 5. Stays connected. She shares her itinerary with family and checks in regularly. These small steps mean she can enjoy the moment without constant worry. A mindset shift for older travelers. Here's something Margaret told me after her trip. When you're young, you travel to see the world. When you're older, you travel to feel alive, and that means you take care of yourself first. That's the mindset I want for you. Whether it's a weekend getaway or a long overseas adventure, your health is your passport to joy. The lesson from Margaret and Daniel. At the end of their trip, Daniel admitted that he wished he had been more prepared, but he also said it made him determined to travel again, this time with Margaret's checklist in hand. And that's the real takeaway. Age doesn't have to limit you, but ignoring your body's needs will. The smartest travelers over 70 aren't the ones who avoid risk completely, they're the ones who understand it, plan for it, and keep moving forward. Your turn. Now that you've heard these 6 travel hazards, which one do you think is the biggest threat for older travelers? If you agree with number 3, overexertion, write the number 3 in the comments. Or choose the one that feels most relevant to you and write that number instead. Let's see which hazard gets the most votes. And if you found this story helpful, share it with someone who's planning their next trip, because we all deserve adventures that leave us with memories, not medical bills.